Guys, I can't keep defending Hideki Matsuyama anymore. The glove fits. This story all starts back at the Century, where Hideki put a new putter in the bag and went on to set a 72-hole PGA Tour scoring record en route to winning. And the putter in question was this Scotty Cameron 009 prototype straight shaft. But apparently the win and scoring record wasn't enough, because the next week he had this Scotty Cameron Craftsman in the bag. And my assumption here is that he wanted to show Scotty Cameron Tour reps both of those putters that he liked and combine them into one. Because just a couple of weeks later at the Genesis Invitational, he was spotted with this Scotty Cameron Craftsman prototype. But of course, that wasn't the only straight shafted putter that showed up that week for Hideki. He also had Logan Olson make him this one. But in true Hideki fashion, of course, neither one of those putters ended up actually in the bag that week. But this is great news, because it means Hideki might have found the one. Yeah, no, the next week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, shit really started to hit the fan. Because one of his, I don't know what you call this person, like a slave or something, was just spotted trucking around like 50 grand worth of putters for Hideki. And those were all Scotties. Hideki was also at the Bettinardi Tour bag that week, just having a grand old time. And not messing with just one antidote blade. No, you got the mallet too. I mean, he looks like me at PGA Superstore, bro. Oh, and you remember that custom Logan Olson? Well, apparently it wasn't good enough, because the next week he showed up with another custom Olson. But the craziest thing is that he didn't even end up using a putter at the Arnold Palmer we have pictures of. It is a Scotty Cameron Newport 2 prototype that has 2 weights cut into the sole and a sound slot as well. And that putter lasted a week. At the Players, he had something new. And no, it wasn't this third Olson prototype that was presented to him the week of the Players. It was this blacked out Scotty Cameron Newport 2 GSS with custom weights in the sole again, but no sound slot on this one. I mean, I'd make this shit up, but you can't. That putter lasted a singular week as well. This was the next week at the Valero Texas Open. And that new putter is actually an old putter. It's a Scotty Cameron Newport 2 GSS that he calls his ace, which is basically the one he goes back to when all else fails. But of course, this week, he showed up with more putters. And we've introduced a whole new brand this week. He showed up with this Odyssey Prototype number 2, which looks pretty old. I believe he's used this at other points in his career, with the 2 tungsten weights in the sole. One of 2 Odysseys. This one is an AI1 milled number 2 prototype. No, why don't you go ahead and make that 3 Odysseys? I guess technically this is a Toulon, so a whole new brand. And this one's even wilder. You've got like the Ping PLD grooves in this bad boy. But the Odysseys weren't the only ones he showed up with. He also pulled up with this Scotty Cameron Prototype Newport 2, which appears to have a higher toe. Then the OG Craftsman made a reappearance. But inevitably, the high toe Proto won it all out. That is what he is gaming this week. Though it might look a little different to you, it's because, of course, he removed the lead tape from the cavity. I could very easily sit here and say, never change, Hideki, we love you. This man probably does need to change. He probably does.